Hello everybody, it is Glass Half Dead here, which I'm sure you're shocked about, considering that this is the Glass Half Dead channel. I'm not gonna waste any time. It's the Intel drop, that's right, it's tournament news, community news, redacted, and then upcoming tournaments. The whole point of this video series, which comes to you every Tuesday at some time when I decide it should go live, is to help the community find the community. If you're a player, hopefully you can find out some tournaments happening near you that you otherwise wouldn't know about, or you can just keep up to date. If you're already happy with your community and you know where people are, well, good news, you can now join the wider community. First things first, what you're seeing behind me is a way for people to find their community. There's a link below, it's called the Kill Team Player Locator. It has nothing to do with me at all. It's just a useful way of finding people. You drop a pin on the map, you put in your contact details, you can reach out to people or they can reach out to you. It's a way to find players. Okay, let's look at the... oh, we shouldn't have me on the screen now, should we? I do apologise. One moment. There you go. So let's look at the tournaments from last weekend, Saturday, Sunday. America putting up a poor showing. I'm going to throw that out there right now. Not in the number of tournaments, because I would never, disrespect a nation due to the number of tournaments. No, sir. Where they're lacking is the data. What are you doing, guys? 3 tournaments, just no data showing. That's Ann Arbor, Schenectady, whatever, Edinburgh, apparently not in Scotland, who knew? And even Fremont. 5 players, nothing wrong with that. Cassakin, number 1. And then the other players just didn't fill in their faction. What are you doing? Anyway, luckily we do have Durham, who knows? I'm going to stick with Durham. That's how the English would say it. 12 players with Corsairs first, Pathfinder second, Galapox third. That's good to know. That, of course, was run by the beautiful Storm Plays Kill Team, who luckily let us know that he was running it in the Intel drop channel on my Discord. By the way, I do have a Discord. Feel free to jump in there, and if you're a tournament organizer or a tournament player and you've got an upcoming tournament, drop it in there and I can hopefully let people know. Otherwise, I just get what I get off of BCP. We then go over to the old world, if you want to call it that. So first things first, London 20 beginner, Copenhagen 21 league. Just so you know, these were tournaments. I'm not going to keep them on the slides after this, but they were on the slides from last week to help people know that there were tournaments coming up. Because it's a league, it works differently. They're on BCP so that people can find them, but they don't actually post any results, and they're like 4-month things, so whatever. We then have Leicester, that's a place in England, with 10 players posting kin band, Galapox. Not too bad, can't argue with that. I really do wonder, though, if the kin band actually had to face off against the Galapox in that, or if they managed to coast on by. Although I believe 4th, if I recall, was Void Dancers, so that is possible they had to face a pretty tough matchup there somewhere. We then go over to the Barcelonas with 10 players, Imperial Guard, Astra Militarum. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Does it, help me? Barcelona players, what on earth happened in your tournaments that you had first Imperial Guard, second Astra Militarum? What is up with the data on BCP? This is so confusing. And then we had a nice Legionary third. Galicia, I think this is the 2nd week in a row they've posted no data, which just means that when you go to BCP and you click on placings, then they're not posted. There you go. So cool, I guess. We then have in somewhere called Valladolid, 7 players, and then it was Commandos, Breachers, and Corsairs. Finally, we have Rome with 16 players with Phobos, very nice, Hunterclade, and Commandos. Now, I do want to say, last weekend was such a big tournament session across the entire world with LVO and with Madrid and with London that I understand that there are fewer tournaments running this week because people need a break, man. We have more coming up in February, like more big tournaments, but I think a lot of people are just chilling right now. But we do have the rest of the world. So let's go with Regina Canada first. 16 players, Commandos, Phobos, Void Dancers. If I recall, the fourth was Void Dancers there, actually, not the other one I said. So that's not bad. Phobos placing well. Not too bad at all. In the future, I am going to be doing a stats show, because I think I love looking at the stats. Just the raw stats, they're super fun to look at. But I've already seen how this week's Phobos wins have changed, like where Phobos may be. That's something I actually really want to talk about in the stats show. The fact that Phobos are posting a few podiums, but they're still like the second worst team. And then we have Choyoda City in Japan. 10 players with Breachers, Novitiates, and then Blooded. And I wanted to point out here, I've put only duplicate Commandos. That is, of the 10 players, it was the only team that showed up more than once was Commandos. Which, does that mean it's a very healthy meta? Or does that mean that there are too many teams in the game? I don't know. Either way, pretty cool. And with the last week's tournaments done, you know what that means. That means the next slide is a subscriber-only slide. So if you're not a subscriber, fast forward. However, if you are a subscriber to my channel, I'd like to give you a big no, it's a double hello. A big double hello. Wow, professional YouTuber here. Yeah, guys, just thank you so much for watching my channel. A double hello to you, because who doesn't want a double pleasantry to truly cement your love of Kill Team? You know, I have a Discord channel where a lot of people know a lot of things about Kill Team. I have a Vantage Point podcast. Go check that out. It's free if you go on podcast apps, or if you're a Patreon, because yes, I also have a Patreon, you can get the video versions on YouTube as well, I suppose. I also have a second channel called Full Scale Wargaming, where I sometimes talk about 40k, but honestly, not often at the moment. I'm kind of holding off until June when Kill Team 10th edition drops for that. And you know, if you're just outrageously excited about what I do on this channel and Kill Team in general, consider checking out my Patreon. The top tier gets real benefits. Everything else gets kind of made up digital benefits. Let's move on to community news. That's right, there's actually some community news. Although inevitably, because it's my channel, community news means my news. So, again, if people do have community news, please post in the Intel Drop channel to let me know it's happening. I suppose real community news would be, hey, Saturday, 10 AM GMT time, or BST, whatever it's called, there's going to be previews for Soul Shackle. Yep. But there's nothing else I can say at this point, because I will indeed obviously be posting up my early reviews of it then. Anyway, so I wanted to go over you guys because we're now close enough that it's been firmed in. These are the actual things we'll be doing when I go to play on tabletop next week. I fly out on the Wednesday, and then on the Thursday, I'm playing a battle report. It's against Space Marine Steve, who will be playing Intercession, with me as Legionaries, and it's going to be a Kill Team Challenger type thing. We've both agreed, I think, you know, until I get there, I'm not 100%, but this is the intent. We've both agreed to put our teams, our models on the line. Pretty exciting, pretty exciting. Then on Saturday the 11th, this is the one that I'm not sure about. This depends on so many things, none of which have been cemented and are firm yet. Primarily on whether or not so just so you know, I do not have my Soul Shackle box review copy yet. I think Play on Tabletop might have it, and might have gotten some of their models painted by the time the embargo lifts on Saturday the 11th. I'm not 100%. If they do, then I will be playing Steve with his Arbites against me with my fully proxied and already made Drukhari, and it will be a live stream. I'm really excited about that because, you know, hey, Play on Tabletop managing to do some release day content for Kill Team is only good for Kill Team. Then on Sunday the 12th, it's going to be Steve and me hosting a How to Play Kill Team. That's obviously going to be an edited thing, much like the Thursday Battle Report, but I imagine it's going to take a lot of editing. So who knows when those will come out, right? But I just want to throw myself out there. My patrons already know because I posted my full script to them. I wrote the script for them, and I'm pretty excited about that. Of course, part of the reason I've been invited to play on tabletop is because I actually know the rules for Kill Team properly, so I can make sure that we get through a game with no rules mistakes, whether it's live or pre-recorded. Tuesday the 14th, so I finally get a day off. It's going to be Nick with his Vet Guard, me, undecided. Feel free to say what you'd like to see me play, and that's going to be a battle report for my channel. Now, I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know if I get to use their equipment and it's just a full recording and I get sent all the video files and then I just figure it out, or if I have to take my own equipment. So, you know, this isn't 100%. Or maybe I'll just chicken out and do some interview content with them instead. But that's the current schedule. And then on Friday the 17th, I'm over at KTO and it's content time. No doubt you've already seen the poll I've put on my community page. I've basically asked, who do you want me to play and what do you want me to film? I think that counts as community news. So let's get on to Redacted. At this point, we all know that Redacted is a code word for the hobby that I have done. That's right. It's Glass Half Dead, Master of Hobby. What we see here is a Phobos team, except I've had my Phobos team lying around for ages, and I played them in the battle report that came out when they released. They played into Blooded, didn't they? Is that right? I think so, yeah. And I haven't touched them again since, and they were never really fully painted. As you can see here, I had some guys were white, some guys were grey. They were just in a poor state in general. So I finally decided, you know what, the reason I did the Drukhari Phobos is because the Phobos models are kind of bleh. So I decided to jazz them up a bit. Go Chaos, right? So just some very simple kit bashes here. You know, just head swaps and backpack swaps were the main things I did here. And where possible, I did a gun swap or a chainsaw instead of a knife swap. So this is what they were after applying the chaos stuff. There you go. Here's the other half of them. Yeah, what can I say? Right, Harken the World Breaker, whatever his name, just a perfect Reaver. Why would I? No modifications needed, except I did modify him to be the correct size because his backpack was huge. His jetpack, so I just swapped a backpack on there. My Saboteur there just swapped out his gun for a Chaos gun and gave him the Chaos backpack and head. Now, my Marksman, of course, is an Eliminator, a Phobos Eliminator, just with a head swap. I confess, wanted to swap his backpack as well, but it was glued on so well, I couldn't get it off. So if you look at the back, there's a bunch of scored marks of where I've messed up his back using my clippers, but it didn't come off. So now he just has a normal backpack. And what am I doing with them? That's right, Alpha Legion. So here they are sprayed up, so that they now, of course, look a bit more uniform rather than just higgledy-piggledy. Now you see that little nice, cool little battle scar on my Reaver Lieutenant's shoulder there. Absolute mistake. I was seeing if I could get his shoulder pad off, and I could not. So after scoring it up like that, I was like, well, that's not coming off. I wanted to give him a Chaos shoulder pad. No dice. So luckily, comes out looking just like a bit of battle damage. So let's power through. So these are the two Reavers, because you got to have Reavers. Two Reavers. No, I'm not saying every match, but their forward deploy and then their melee capabilities, they could apply some real pressure. And then I've got a Mine Layer, who is just... So you see, to show that he's an incursor, I just put the little incursor thing on his back. Literally just super glued to the top of the backpack there. And he does have the correct weapon. I considered giving him just the Chaos Bolt gun, but it didn't work for me. Primarily because all of the Chaos Bolt guns are right-handed. I think there's only like one, maybe two that are left-handed. So he didn't get that. And then there's the Marksman sprayed up just with Chaos Head. Easy. Why do anything else, right? And then we have the other three, where we see on the left here, this is the Phobos Lieutenant that you have to buy in the combat patrol box that they do for Phobos. I swapped. He's meant to be the veteran, So he's an infiltrator, hence he gets the little spikes on his backpack. And I swapped his bolt gun for a chaos bolt gun. And then just to jazz him up even a little bit more chaosy, I swapped his... It normally just has a Reaver knife there. No, I swapped... No. I also swapped around the arms again because the bolt guns, only right-handed bolt guns for chaos. So he just gave him a chaos chainsaw. Nice. It's a really weird pose. Even when he's posed correctly, it's a weird pose. Then we've got the Saboteur in the middle there, who is also an infiltrator, hence getting the spikes. Then on the right we have my... How can I phrase this? So he's supposed to be either the Vox Breaker, or in reality, because I haven't made enough models yet, he's going to be my leader. I happen to have a cool little demon hand lying around. That's actually the demon hand from the Anointed on the Legionaries sprue. And I swapped his bolt gun as well, gave him a chaos head. Easy, that's all I've done. However, that model has gone through so many resprays. It is... all of the details on it are soft. He's been sprayed with metallic sprays twice, and I think he's been sprayed with a black primer and a white spray twice as well. So yeah, his details are real soft and he doesn't look good. Whatever, none of my stuff looks good, so it doesn't matter, but he is my one bugbear. Anyway, first thing you do, of course, is apply all of your Alpha Legion armor. This is very common. Obviously, everybody knows this trick. You just spray them silver. Then I must admit, I do give them a wash. I do give them a wash and then a dry brush back up to silver, just so you do get some details, even on bits you're not touching with any colours. And then you put a Kellyan green all over them. I will say, colourblind note, I don't like this colour. It's weird to me. It doesn't really stand out. So we then go ahead and I went back, and every bit that I wanted to change to a different colour that wasn't a metallic, I had to paint over it in white, except I actually used the Wraithbone, which is fine, nothing wrong with that. And boom, that's them done. So 7 models. I need to do more. This is not the exact loadout of Phobos I want, but it's good enough. And I don't have any more time because I'm leaving for Play on Tabletop on Wednesday. And that's them done. There you go, those are the 2 Reavers. Oh, should I talk about their bases? I had originally wanted them to be like stalking through like a straw field almost. So, you know, it'd be a very, yeah. But I didn't have any tufts that were long enough to give that effect. So I just put tufts everywhere. But there's still like a base of mud underneath the bottom of them. Yep. Yeah, cool. Then we get my Saboteur and my Mine Layer. For some reason in my head, I thought you couldn't take them both. And I have no idea why I thought that. But I think there might be some play with both of them, honestly. Not always, but sometimes. And then we get my, I don't know, my Leader, my Marksman, and my Veteran. There you go. Easy. Well, that's the fun Redacted hobby, which brings us nicely to the upcoming tournaments. On the 11th and 12th of Feb, I've forgotten to put the lines in, so you know where these places are. But New Richmond, Rochester, New York, and Timonium are all having events, which is cool. Some of these are like KTO prep events, because this is going to be the weekend before KTO. KTO is Kill Team Open. I believe there are still like 8 tickets left for Kill Team Open for the competitive tournament. So if you haven't bought those yet, now's the time, because it's about to, you're about to run out of time. Because it's the weekend after, right? So go pick them up. You'll meet me. I'm 100% going to be there, unless my flights get delayed by like some crazy amount. Yeah, unless flights get grounded. But that's cool. So again, not much going on. I assume this is people still tired from LVO and mentally building up to another big tournament in KTO, so they're taking some weeks off, right? We then go over to Europe. Scotland, Santander, Orense, Madrid, and Saint Joan d'Espy all hosting tournaments. I will say I got this wrong. Cordoba, not the Cordoba in Spain. This is the Cordoba in Argentina. My bad on that one. My bad. I should also point out. So you might notice for all of these I've put the city they're in, apart from the Scotland tournament, because it just said Scotland, and I tried to find out where, but there are no details on the BCP entry. So just, hey, FYI, if you're in Scotland, there's a Kill Team tournament that weekend. I can't help you find it. I imagine you won't be able to find it too if I can't. So, good stuff, Scotland. Well done. But moving on from that a little bit, very quiet week again for Europe there. Everyone's, having a bit of a breather. And we then, again though, because we just had Madrid and Poland having big tournaments the weekend before, and I think there might be something big coming up in Madrid again. Yeah. So it's just big. There's a lot going on. Finally, we have the rest of the world. So here I corrected myself, Cordoba in Argentina. That's right, I put me at Play on Tabletop because, why not, I guess. And then Moscow, Russia. Now, obviously, some issues with that. Let's move on from that. This isn't a political podcast. However, the reason I included this here is because it's a massive tournament. I think it's over 40 players. I don't think it's as high as 60, but it's like, there's a lot of players going to that, which is crazy because you just don't hear anything about coming out of Moscow at the moment. But clearly, they're still playing Kill Team. Anyway, with that done, we get to the final slide. And boom, a triple hello. Wow, thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. I hope that I have managed to connect you not just with your community, but with the Kill Team community as a whole. If you actually managed to sit through the entirety of my outstanding Redacted hobby section, props to you. Those, I will say, those models, the Alpha Legion, they are not my colours. They don't look good to my eyes. Colorblind. So normally with my models, I paint them in a very specific way using very vibrant colors that look good to me. And so when people say, Andy, I don't like your paint jobs, I don't care about you who say that. I think it's crass of you to say that, and I think you're wrong because I like them. However, with these ones, because they don't look good to me and I'm just following an actual Legion scheme and this is how they should look, yeah, I don't know. I'll be a little bit, I'll take some proper advice on those ones, like, no, Andy, you got the wrong base color. You need to, think about using this instead of that. That would make them really stand out more and blah, blah, blah. But I think the reason is the silver looks great. That's really vibrant. And I think the contrast between the armor and the base looks great. But the armor color itself just looks a bit muddy to me, and not as vibrant as I like. But it's fine. I think that the base color mixed with the silver will mean that they will still stand out on camera if they're being used in a battle report, and that's what I really care about. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hey, I will do my absolute best to get the intel report out again next Tuesday. But as you can probably tell from my community news slide, I'm going to be out of my normal routine. Do by all means leave comments suggesting the type of content you want me to come away from this 2-week holiday. It's a gaming holiday, let's be honest, a content creation holiday. I'm going to be busy, I'm going to be working hard. I'm not going to be relaxing, that's for sure. Undoubtedly I'll do a travel vlog, but I don't know quite how I'll present that, etc, etc. Anyway, on the off chance you are unaware, if you made it to the end of this video and you somehow don't know, I don't know what you've done, but I have a Discord for Kill Team, but it's it's called the Glass Half Dead Discord, so it's really about me, obviously. I also have merch which has essentially nothing to do with me. It's just the Kill Team shapes because it's a fun meme. I have the Vantage Point podcast that you should definitely be listening to. It's top tier content. I have the other channel, and I even have a Patreon just to help you support me. Because, oh my god, have you seen those flights to Canada, and then from Canada to Baltimore, and then from Baltimore back to England? Holy moly. Fiddlesticks is all I can say. Jeez. What am I, a crumpet? Are you a crumpet? I'm gonna stop. I'm really tired. Thank you so much, everybody. I might be sick. Okay. Stay safe. Goodbye.